All right, so the secret to getting ranked at the top in the Google map, you definitely have to claim your listing. You have to get what we call citations, a lot of these mentions from these other websites back to yours. And then you need to get reviews. The more reviews, the more positive reviews you can get, the higher you're going to rank in that 3-pack of results. Here are some ideas for citations. I mentioned some of these. Facebook, obviously, any kind of vendors that you are working with, it perhaps could list you in their business directory. Associations like WCAA, the network, House, Yelp, your own, somebody else's blog. You can actually write content for somebody else, that kind of stuff. City Search, Levelor. So lots of places, lots of ways to get these citations from other sites. Amy says, what do you think about Podium for SEO? Other companies that work as well, but less expensive. Yeah, I mentioned Lead Boomerang. So Podium really is not an SEO tool. They are simply, from what I understand, they have that little chat widget, which is awesome. And they have a couple other just tools, but they're very expensive, $300-400 a month, I think. Lead Boomerang does all of that. We modeled that off of Podium as one of the things, but it does a lot of other things like CRM. It does the email marketing. So it does call tracking. So all of these different tools that a lot of businesses are paying for individually are all built into Lead Boomerang as one tool. They claim they will cause your site to rank higher. Okay. I don't know. Maybe they have an SEO type service. But at the end of the day, if you're not doing it ongoing from an SEO standpoint, if you don't keep your foot on the gas, you're not going to get far. So from time to time, we'll get somebody calling us, say, hey, we want to do a little bit of SEO, thinking that if they can just throw $1,000 at it, suddenly they're going to rank at the top, right? And they can just do that twice a year or something like that. Really not the case. Google is looking for this long approach where it becomes a hockey stick, right? All of a sudden there's some sort of tipping point where you just really start ranking really well. But that's just applied pressure for a period of time before that happens. Dan asks about how to shoot professional photos. So fantastic thing. Let's talk about that. So one thing you can do with Google Business Profile is upload photos. Obviously, you can also have a gallery on your site. But a couple things. A lot of businesses, a lot of window treatment companies will use these just awesome photos from Hunter Douglas and Graeber and some of these guys, right? They have these just awesome pictures. The problem with that is those same pictures are on a couple thousand websites. So Google is not yet smart enough to know what's in a picture, but they're getting better with this. But they can definitely tell that this is the same living room on these 100 or 1,000 websites, right? So you can obviously pay somebody to shoot professional pictures, but there's a school of thought now in like the agency world that I'm in, that pictures from iPhones and Androids taken at homes after install probably have more value, even though they're less professional. They have more value because when you take a picture with your iPhone or your Android, there's also location information embedded in that picture. It's also a one-of-a-kind picture. Nobody's ever taken that picture before. It won't show up anywhere else online. So think about that. Getting those pictures. This is hard if you are not the installer, or if your installers are not super technical, right? In a perfect world, you would want like a before and after taken from the same angle with the nice lighting and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, if you can just get pictures that are pretty good, from a client or something like that, or your installers, if they're willing, can really help you more than some of these gallery type pictures that all the vendors let you use. Jody says, not just photos, videos too. Absolutely. Especially on the motorization. If you can shoot a video of the awning opening up, right, or the shades going down, those sorts of things can really do some wonders for you. The other thing nice about video is it keeps people on your website a little bit longer. And we already know that is a ranking factor that Google's looking at. The longer somebody spends on your website, that's a little check mark in their box that they spent some more time there. They may have better quality information than a competitor because they didn't stay as long, right, on the site. So